First off, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Okwakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach well. Salutation to the icon preaching the truth and sincerity, presenting their bodies as living sacrifice. Shalom to the hopeful elect, to the few sisters listening in silence. Mashiach, children of the light. I want to touch back with another lesson. Let's start at Isaiah 55 and 6. Seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts, and let him return unto the Lord, and he will have mercy upon him, and to our God, for he will abundantly pardon. And why is this so prevalent? Well, we all know, Big Daddy Trump been doing his thing since he been in office. But, recently, he's starting with the crackdown in the state capital in Washington, D.C. on crime. And really what that is just a target at Jake, right? Northern Kingdom and Southern Kingdom together, right? Because, you got a lot of Southern Kingdom migrants that been flooded in. But also, you got Judah, right? The YNs. They've been doing their thing for a minute, right? Robbing, stealing, murders, all just, every type of wickedness and spiritual fornication that can go on. And, really that's aimed at them. Because, the whole point is, man, this thing got to get where it got to go. And Trump is looking to bring in them draconian laws, right? They want to be able to go and snatch you up and give you these harsher punishments because right now they, the Lord is strengthening Esau's hand with that sword to do these things, right? So which is why Isaiah 55 and 6 is so important, right? Seek ye the Lord while he may be found, because all through the scriptures there's been time where the Lord went away. He got fed up with the people. He didn't want to deal with the people, right? Let the wicked forsake his way. That's right, man. You need to turn to the way of the Lord. And what's that? Psalms 119. Psalms 119 and 9. How should a man cleanse his way? Right? By sticking to the statutes and commandments of the Lord. Walking in, the statutes of this book. Preaching the name, calling on the name Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shah. Let me go get that. Right. Psalms 119 and 9. Well, wherewith all shall a young man cleanse his way? By taking heed thereunto according to thy word. What word? The word of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. Yahweh, the God, in the name of his son, Yahweh Shah. Right? With my whole heart have I sought thee. Oh, let me not wander from thy commandments. So turning from your wicked ways means following in the ways of the word, right? And this is King David, according to these scriptures. And right now, we see that YN spirit waxing worse and worse on Judah primarily, right? Because they got the dark countenance, right? They wearing black hoodies in the summertime, but you children of the sun. You're supposed to be outside, letting your skin soak up them sun rays, right? Soak up that warmth, letting that energy flow into you. But these demons that's on Jake, right? They're afraid of the sun. They're afraid of the Lord's light. And that's why they thrive and they come alive at night. Right? Spiritually, they switch places with Esau. Right? Because, the scriptures say that we are the children of the light and they are the children of the dark. Right? They got the dreads that cover their face. You know what I mean? Just everything about them is is a wicked, fornication, Eve, how to scheme and scam on their brother, but not to harp on that too long. Right, return to the ways, and this is important as Trump and these lawmakers get ready to issue in these draconian laws. And I did pull up the definition of it. Draconian law, refers to extremely harsh or severe laws, rules of punishment. And I'll play the clip in a minute. But, Trump did the presidential conference where one of his advisors is saying that they're going to change the laws to begin to crack down on crime. Right? They're going to make it easier to come snatch you off the streets. No questions, no warrants, no probable cause. Right? They're gonna make it so it's easier just to throw you, put you away. Just to simplify things, right? No due process, no witnesses, no evidence, right? To put you away. The term originates from Draco, an Athenian lawmaker in the 7th century BC, known for his strict legal code and imposed severe penalties, including death for even minor offenses. That's right, man. So what we see in DC, I said in one of my earlier videos, it's a segue. It's a nice little test run to go into the draconian laws, right? Because they're bringing out national police force, municipal police force, all of these things. They got the DEA, FBI, Homeland Security, right? They snatching Jake off the streets because this not aimed at the white average Joe Schmo looking American. No, it's aimed at you, pants down to your ass, hoodie in the summertime, dreads on your face. You know what I'm saying? That's fitting that description because you look like people that fall into that category. But we all, we men of the Lord, we know why it's going this way. So let me just play the clip.
I can tell you is this. I see too much violent crime being committed by young punks who think that they can get together in gangs and crews and beat the hell out of you or anyone else. They
Right, she talking about them YNs.
don't care where they are. They can be in DuPont Circle, but they know that we can't touch them. Why? Because the laws are weak. I can't touch you if you're 14, 15, 16, 17 years old and you have a gun. I can.
She talking about them YNs because who do we see? We see Judah running around like this.
Someone of shooting another person with an illegal gun on a public bus in the chest. Intent to kill? I convict him. And you know what the judge gives him? Probation. Says you should go to college. We need to go after the DC Council and their absurd laws. We need to get rid of this concept of, no cash bail. We need to recognize that the people who matter are the law-abiding citizens. And it starts today. But it's not going to end today because the president is going to do everything we need to do to make sure that these emboldened criminals understand we see you, we're watching you, and we're going to change the law to catch you.
There we go. We going to change the law to catch you. Let's go back. Draconian law refers to extremely harsh punishment and severe laws, rules, or punishment. That's right. You heard it. They don't want to have to go through all of these loopholes to snatch you up off the streets and throw you in with the maximum penalty. And we know Trump is for the death penalty. Right? So seek ye the Lord while you may be found, because this not just gonna stop at the YNs and the migrants, because they can use these same tactics to be, to aim at, the men of the Lord. Right? You out here preaching this, you preaching the Bible, but you ain't preaching it how we told you to preach it. That's an offense. Snatch you up, throw you away. Understand? That's the, when it comes to that police state, when it comes to the next level of, when it comes to the next phase of Esau's kingdom, right? Martial law, kicking in doors, really beating you down. This is what we see in DC is the segue to that, right? All right, cool. And we know who this is after, right? And we know why it's going this way, because it's the Lord wanted to, right? But at the same time, the Lord people is doing what they've been doing, going off. I do want to jump into Deuteronomy 32 on that one, right? See, and this is why it's important, right, to seek the Lord. Um, let's see why I want to start. Let's start at Deuteronomy 32:15. But Yeshua, which is just another word for Israel, waxed fat and kicked. Thou art waxen fat, but thou art grown thick, right? So Israel was growing, but thou art covered with fatness, right? You were covered with Israel when they began to flourish, right? As a people and a nation. Then he forsook the Most High, which made him, and lightly esteemed the rock of his salvation, right? Which is why Isaiah 55 is so important, right? Seek ye the Lord while he may be found. And Psalms 119, right? How to cleanse away, taking heed to the word of the Most High, right? Because we see 9:15 is setting it up for how the children of Israel, once they began to prosper, they lightly esteemed the rock of their salvation, which is Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. They provoked him to jealousy with strange gods. With abominations provoked they him to anger. They sacrificed unto devils, not to God, to gods whom they knew not, to new gods that came newly up, whom your fathers feared not. And again, right? So, and we see that with the countenance of Jake, which is why the YN spirit is so strong. You got the Diana spirit on the women, the Eve spirit on the women. You got the murder, kill, death culture on the men and the young boys. Of the rock that begat thee, right? This is the Most High. Of the rock that begat thee, thou art unmindful. And we see that in all of the ways that Jake carries themselves, right? Northern Kingdom and Southern Kingdom, right? We see that they unmindful and forgotten God that formed thee. Why? Let's go do Romans 11. 11 and 11. What then? Israel have not attained that which he seeketh for, right? Because Jake always looking for something, right? But never seeking the Lord. But the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded. They blind, man. Right? Okay. Right. And again, right? And that's why that's why this lady can go up there and say these things and say, to these groups of individuals running the streets, and we don't care where you from and doing this, that, and that. They know that they're going to be able to identify you by that countenance, because you're not operating like children of the light, like children of Israel, like children of the Most High, right? They're going to be able to spot you by that dark countenance. They know who and what's what. Okay, cool. And when the Lord saw it, he abhorred them because of the provoking of his sons and of his daughters. And he said, I will hide my face from them. Right? Going back into Isaiah 55. Well, going to Isaiah 55, right? Seek the Lord while may be found. Because, again, the Lord will hide his face. He will take his spirit from you. He will leave you to your own. I mean, it's all going to play out in his, but you understand what I'm saying? And he said, I will hide my face from them. I will see what their end shall be. For they are a very forward generation, children in whom is no faith. Let's go to the definition of forward, man. Perverse thing, right? Because as these people are entering the next phase of what they want to do, right? It's important, man. You know what? It's more than important that you seek the Lord, right? Because We know is, the scripture tells us that, even having this truth and even walking this walk is going to be hard. So how much more harder when you don't have the Lord with you in these days that's to come, right? Because it says, for he will abundantly pardon, right? Let the wicked forsake his way and the unrighteous man his thoughts, and let him return unto the Lord. And he will have mercy upon him and to our God, for he will abundantly pardon them. Right. You will abundantly be pardoned when you seek the Lord, man. It's such a beautiful, amazing gift waiting on the other side for those that um stick so uh stiffly, right, to these names, to this scriptures, to this word, man, to this truth, right? Um, I'm starting to. Well, I had something else. I had something else pulled up that I did want to touch on. Um, yeah. I got some more. I got some more in here. Right. Okay. What then Israel have not obtained that which he seeketh for, back in Romans 11:7. But the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded. Because the man of the Lord, man, we know the setup. We know what's next to come. Now that doesn't mean that we are that we're not going to experience it, because we're going to experience it too, man. We on this side, right? We got to endure this thing until the end, the same as everyone else, right? According as it is written, God have given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear unto this day. So, man, the rest of the 2/3, the YNs and some of the migrants, because some of the migrants may come over here and they may have an inclination of what's going on, whatever the case may be. I ain't finna say they all sleep, you don't know. But for the most part, I know that the YNs, yeah, them niggas is asleep, bro. And they don't know what's to come. And they out here being godless, right? They are unmindful to the rock that begat them, as Deuteronomy the 32nd chapter tells us. And when this thing hit, man, it's gonna hit hard on everybody. But it's better that when it hit, you got Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shah, than not have it. Yeah? Yeah. Okay. That they should not see, and ears that they should not hear unto this day, even unto this very day. And David saith, let their table be made a snare and a trap and a stumbling block and a recompense unto them. And the tables that Jake set had that Judah specifically, right, in DC, because we know what they going by. Right. The table that they have is a snare, and it's a stumbling block unto them. Man, that YN spirit, that good old nigga spirit, that good old murder, death, kill spirit that's on them, it's gonna be a recompense unto them. And that recompense is coming. Everything is through the power of the Father God Yahweh. Absolutely. But he's stirring Esau up to deliver that down in this draconian like manner, man. Right? Imagine your son and two of his friends they going to get ice cream. Let's say they good, like just finally raised kids going to get ice cream, bro. Under these, man, they can snatch their little ass up, bag them over the head, throw them in a truck, undisclosed location. Man, we got a report that y'all was about to engage in criminal activity because you look like some YNs, but they not YNs. Oh, it's gonna come down, man. They come to snatch you up off your stoop. Don't nobody care that you sitting on your property. They coming to snatch your ass up off that stoop, bro. They may go inside the crib and snatch up grand and mama too. Big mama too. Yeah, man. Thing is coming down. And I know I'm jumping around a little bit. I think I got some more on that. Let me jump down. Okay. Deuteronomy 32 and 21. And again, this is why seeking the Lord is important. I'm jumping around a few different topics, but you have to seek the Lord and you have to adhere to his word so you can remove yourself from your foolish and your wicked ways, right? Because everything is laid out according to the plan. of the Most High. But do you want to be the, well, it's not up to you to decide, but you either in the spirit of slumber and you walking in wickedness and folly, right? Or you're going to be a part of that election, right? To have obtained the knowledge and have obtained this truth, right? And that tried. No, you're not going to be perfect, but you're going to be tried, because during these times to come, either you're going to be godless, right? I personally don't want to be, or you're going to have the knowledge and wisdom and understanding how about you I was shot. And they say that during those times, the spirit will guide you during those times and give you the ability to endure these things, man. Right? And we know, the Draconian laws is coming down for those that got the spirit. Well, it's coming down for everybody. But right now, primarily, it's going to be aimed at that forward generation. Well, which is all of us. But it's gonna be coming, and it's gonna be snatching those that's up in folly, that's up in mirth, that's up in these wicked ways, and then it's gonna open up to everybody else. But do you want to be a person that the Most High is not dealing with, or somebody that the Most High is dealing with? Okay, they have moved me to jealousy with that which is not God. They have provoked me to anger with their vanities, and I will move them to jealousy with those which are not a people, and I will provoke them to anger with a foolish nation. And then I just want to jump down. For they are a nation void of counsel, neither is there any understanding in them. Oh, that they were wise, that they understood this, that they would consider their latter end. And that's what it's all about, because the scriptures say that even the man of the Lord would be cast into prison, and Satan, which is Esau, is going to come and take them. Absolutely. But he that endures to the end will receive a crown of life, and that's what it's about, man. Enduring to the end, because I pray for the hopeful elect, and not wake up on the other side. Daniel 12:2, right? Everlasting shame and contempt. So, with that, man, brothers, man, keep pushing this truth. Stay the course. Until next time, shalom, 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 kwam, yasharal.